Hello everybody and welcome to yet another stream of Virtue's Last Reward. I am Gina, aka the Gina Chu. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm so excited to jump back into this amazing game and get on with the next ending that we are going for, which I believe is... yes, that one. We're about to go into another room. It's... I think... yeah. We've only got 2 more rooms left. We are getting close to the end. We are getting there, you guys. Hello, coins. So we only have like 5 or 6 endings left, I think. Maybe a couple more than that. But we only have 2 rooms left. So we have a lot of plot and only 2 more rooms left. And I can't quite remember what the next room is about. But, we will see. Like before, I'm sure that I will remember as soon as I see it. Boom! Let us load up this game. I've had a much better day than I've had in the past couple of days. I hope you guys are having a great day too. I was a little down the past couple of days, but today was a good day. And we're gonna cap it off with an amazing stream with you amazing people. Alright, here we go. We are 25 and a half hours into this. Holy criminy. Alright, here we go.
We should get moving.
Right. Now we're going to go to the doors and go into the next room. Very excited. Let's go, Fi. No time to waste. Are we going back here again? Are we meeting up with people? There's plots all over the place. Huh. Kay and Luna aren't here.
Astute observation.
What should we do?
What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident.
Yeah, I guess you've got a point. Oh! Hey, where are you going?
Just want to check something really quick.
Check what? Oh, is this it? Yep, this is it!
The last time we saw Alice alive, she was right here.
Do you remember? You may not remember this because they kind of showed it very briefly and glazed over it, but we had one storyline, the storyline that we're in now, or I should say the path we're on now, where we had this weird moment where Alice kind of walked away and was behind the AB rooms crouching down looking at something, and we never kind of figured out what it was. Hello, Mr. Opal Phoenix. He has used his stream points to highlight a message that is just him screaming. Dio! It's all Dio's fault.
Remember?
Everything in the world is Dio's fault.
She was kneeling down looking at something on the ground.
She was, remember? Does this look familiar, Queens? Yeah, what do you think she was looking at? Huh?
Find something?
Isn't this blood?
Uh-huh. Nice work there, Sigma.
I don't need you to pat me on the back. It makes me feel stupid or something.
The truth hurts.
Wow! Jesus Christ, Fi. It can't be blood, it's not white. God damn it, Opal Phoenix. Damn you, Anthony.
So, blood, huh? Oh my god.
Fi suddenly looked up at the ceiling. This is one of those what the fuck moments. I followed her gaze and found myself looking up at a metal crane. It was the kind you might see in a shipyard. The sort that moves along a metal track and has claws to grab and lift cargo containers. So, what's the deal with the crane? What? Damn, gone again. Stop running around! Just tell me what you found.
I noticed something.
Aw, I like that you guys are being friendly to each other. Ow, my heart! Ah. Okay, I'm over it. Stop being nice to each other. Open Phoenix, go fuck yourself. No, I'm joking. I love you, bro. Oh yeah, what pray tell was that?
The same thing
what did you
Clover
notice?
and Alice noticed.
Uh-oh. That's... Ugh. Can't you just tell me? This sums up our feelings about the entire series, doesn't it? Can't you just tell me? Shut up, Cheetah, you bitch. He paid to highlight that. Thank you.
Look at the number 6 AB room.
Listen, I'm happy. I'm with my stream peoples. I'm with my brother, and I'm full of pizza. I'm very happy right now. It was delicious pizza.
The side that's facing the wall has blood on it. What's the first thing you think of when you hear blood?
Vampires?
Yeah. This whole thing kind of sucks, right? Come on! This is no time to be screwing around. I'm talking about this thing. The handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood on it that we assume belonged to the old lady.
Right.
Consider this for a moment.
I must die.
Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room. We'll
Okay.
assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief. Okay, then what?
Alice was looking at the handkerchief.
Right. What do you think was going through her mind?
Why is there a blood-stained handkerchief here? Or something along those lines.
And?
Did this belong to the old woman? It must have.
And?
But if it did, then who put it here? Or wait, maybe somebody just dropped it, or they could have thrown it here.
And?
You want more?
You're almost there.
We're so close, guys. How long has this handkerchief been here? Something like that?
Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here?
Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start.
Wait, when's the start?
You know, when we started. When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. The first thing we did after we got out and met everyone except for Clover and Kay was go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms, too. Yeah, I know we looked at it from this exact angle. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchief there then. There wasn't. Do you see it? Do you see it? Wait.
Huh. Finally figured it out, huh?
No way. The AB room moved?
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out, by the way, and this is why the AB room's moving is important. Every time we've gone into the AB room and found the old woman, we always went into the second one from the left, which was the leftmost one, which was the one that Dio came out of. But the last time we did it, we went into the leftmost one and there was no dead woman in there. Why do you think that was? It was a different AB room. Was it that crane?
Probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room?
The body of the old woman.
And who was trapped in there when the nonary game started?
Well, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. For the third time, Fi walked off without saying anything. My body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. She stopped in front of the graffiti that began 2 milkmen.
What do you think this is?
Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at first, but I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood?
Seems like it.
So Luna would have killed her here and then taken her to the rightmost AB room. After that, she would have moved the room with the body in it so that no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So what about that handkerchief?
This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that line is from whatever the weapon was. which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old
Yeah,
woman.
what is it shaped like, guys? What is it shaped like?
So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief, and then threw it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. Then when the room was moved, it came out.
The black-handled knife? Perhaps, Coins, perhaps. That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief.
Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know.
Yeah, it's a mystery, alright. For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, and then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? I guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body, but we still don't have any idea why she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. Oh, Phoenix Wright is a whole other level. Even the characters are off the fucking rail in that series. We know the old woman is June. We can assume. She has the last name Kurashiki. Considering the game, that's a safe assumption. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. So why would Luna want to kill June? He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but so far there have been 2 murders and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna is Zero Senior? Even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. It's possible that she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here. But if Luna's Zero Senior, couldn't she have found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not y'all either. Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Yeah, Dio did confess to killing the old woman. So now we have some other questions. Was Dio telling the truth? If not, why would Dio take credit for that? Again, why would Luna want to do it? And here's another great question. When and where did she operate that crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms all the way to when we found the old lady's body. You, me, and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then we went to the floor B together and came back to the warehouse. By then, the room must have been moved. Of course! Oh, why didn't I see it sooner? Luna has an alibi. She couldn't have moved the AB room. We're her alibi.
Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point.
Does that change in this timeline? Wait, what? You didn't even put up a fight.
You're going to make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer. Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was.
Maybe he felt it, Corin's is saying, maybe he felt it better to be seen as the old lady murderer than the murderer of Alice. He'd have more motive to kill Alice, someone he knew was... He did not know that Alice was investigating him. Remember when we brought out the Myrmidon stuff, he was just as shocked that people there knew what they were as anyone. Like, he does not know who Alice and Clover are, at least not that we've seen. He didn't even know who we were. He just knew that there was some AB experiment going on here, and he had orders to come in, infiltrate it, fuck it up, and if he couldn't fuck it up, blow it up. That's all we really know about him, you know? Also, he's a Scientologist giraffe.
Which would mean that Clover probably does too.
Oh, you mean that stuff she said about what she noticed?
Right.
I have to see if I can find that Scientologist giraffe photo, by the way. Hey, Fi? I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about this. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but there's no one here.
You're right.
Sigma, Phi, there you are.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I have some bad news. Luna is dead. She's in room 2 in the crew quarters, the same room where Alice was murdered.
So now, the two of them are dead, but they've died separately. And there's that gun again. One more dead thought. God damn it, Anthony. This was the 3rd time I touched a body and felt cold skin. I thought it might get easier, but it had only gotten worse. I didn't think I'd ever get used to it, but I didn't want to. My hands began to shake and I tried to steady them as I pressed a pair of fingers to her neck to check for a pulse. Nothing, of course. Luna was dead. Her eyes were flat and empty, the pupils dilated in what could have been terror. It felt surreal. Like I might blink and then she would sit up again. She would smile and blush and look away nervously and then everything would be alright. I blinked. She lay there, still, dead and pale.
And I trust him.
Grief cracked open like an egg and rage clambered out, hot and angry and screaming. It clawed at the inside of my chest and pounded at the back of my eyes. I squeezed them shut and ground my teeth. My hands balled in a fist so tight they hurt. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes again. Another breath. I stood up and realized Kay was talking.
I believe she was poisoned. See here, this device is some sort of syringe.
I think it's called an injection gun. You can just put whatever you want in one of those vials and then pull the trigger. It's kind of like the needles in these bracelets.
The drug they used is the same as well. The label on the vial says tubocurarine.
Oh. The muscle relaxant.
Yes. Since it's empty, I can only assume Luna was injected with it. You see the mark on her neck. I believe it is safe to assume that is where her attacker injected the drug. Perhaps they chose the neck for the carotid artery.
Then your guess is probably correct. Luna was injected with tubocurarine, and it killed her.
What about the others?
Should I go get them?
No, never mind. I want to get your story first.
What do you mean?
When you left us, you and Luna went off together, right?
Yes.
But when we talked to Dio downstairs, he said he'd only seen you, not Luna.
Luna
Why is
and
that?
I split up as soon as we got to floor B. We determined it would be more efficient. Two of us working separately could cover more ground in less time.
Alright, so why were you late?
What?
You didn't show up till 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet. Sigma's asking you what you were doing.
I was resuscitating.
Resuscitating?
Let me explain how I found her. I had gone to the warehouse 5 minutes before our meeting time. You had yet to show up, as had Luna. I believe I was standing between the yellow and cyan doors. Some minutes later, I heard something. It came from behind the cyan door and sounded like a woman's scream. Well, it was actually quite faint. It was several doors away, after all, and as such, I couldn't quite make out what was being said, or even if I had heard it at all. It seemed entirely possible that I had imagined it. I heard no other sounds for a few minutes following the scream. Eventually, the silence made me uncomfortable. Perhaps something had happened, so I made my way to the crew quarters. As I entered the hallway, I noticed that the door to room 2 was slightly ajar. That was when I first suspected something was amiss. You can imagine the rest, I'm sure. I ran into the room and found Luna on the floor.
So you're saying you spent a good 20 minutes trying to resuscitate her?
Yes. I deduced that she had been injected with tubocurarine. Her heart had stopped, so I attempted CPR, to the best of my abilities, at least. With this mask, I was obviously unable to provide artificial respiration.
That doesn't make sense. For a very specific reason. Why didn't
Because
you tell
I had
us?
no reason to believe you would be in the warehouse. If you weren't, I would have wasted precious time. I chose instead to begin resuscitation immediately. As you know, even a short time without oxygen can cause serious brain damage. I felt time was of the essence. But
Hey, how much time passed between when you heard the scream and when you came in here and found her?
I'm afraid I can't say exactly. But I would hazard a guess that it was around 3 minutes.
Did you see the killer?
No, I did not.
Then they had 3 minutes to escape.
That would have been plenty of time. When you leave this room, Immediately to your left is a door that connects to the hallway. I assume they left that way.
Is there any chance they hid in this room somewhere?
No. I examined the room thoroughly before I left to find you. May I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Luna, but there was something I wanted to point out.
Oh, please, point it out for us, Kay.
Look at Alice. Do you notice anything?
I'll give you a second.
The weapon.
It's gone.
Indeed. The wound suggests a knife, but I doubt we'll know now.
Then did the killer take it?
How would I know?
Maybe they took it before Luna was murdered.
Why are you asking me?
If they had it, why not use it to kill Luna?
Yeah, that would make sense.
What?
Sigma, if you were going to kill someone, which of these two methods would you use?
I wouldn't kill anyone.
This is hypothetical,
I would choose the injection gun.
right? Most people would choose that. The more you can divorce yourself from the actual killing, the easier it is to kill someone.
Sure.
There's a big difference between stabbing someone and injecting them with poison.
So you're saying they took the knife before they killed her?
No. I don't know either way. They could have taken it afterwards. There's no way for us to know.
Could they have done that? Oh, I know what room we're going to next. Oh, it just hit me. It just hit me. There is so much plot about to happen. And the scene that takes place after this room is one of the most mind-blowing and memorable scenes in this game. I hope you're ready for it.
It's not impossible.
Oh my gosh, Jubal Tease! Hello! Thank you so much for the bits. How are you, my dear? It has been a long time since I've gotten to see you. How are you? How is everything?
3 minutes is longer than you think. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I don't know when they took the knife or whatever it was. We came here to get Alice's bracelet, and then Kay came by later.
I'm glad to hear you're doing alright.
There was probably about a 30-minute window. Anyone could have taken it. They might not even have been the same person who killed Luna.
That's true.
Or it could be. There really isn't any way to know.
Yeah, there's no way to know for us what happened in this room.
And if we don't know, we really shouldn't try and draw conclusions.
Aww. I'm glad that you liked popping in.
That could color our reasoning, and that's not good. Conclusions without any evidence are useless. So just forget any conclusions you might have come up with. Save that brain space for something more useful. Well, I think that about covers it. We clear?
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, we should tell the others.
About Luna, you mean?
Yeah.
We should go to the white doors then. Dio should still be there. Hopefully Tenmyoji and Clover will be there as well.
Hopefully Dio will be dead. Yeah, good point. Once it's time to open that door, I'm sure they'll show up. Kay nodded and picked up Luna's bracelet.
Please, take this with you.
He held it out to me. I stared down at the bracelet. It felt wrong to just take it. Like we were just using and abandoning her.
Is something the matter? You and Phi are the magenta pair. Without the green solo bracelet, you won't be able to open the secondary door.
I know. It's just...
Then,
He pressed the bracelet gently into my hand.
if you don't wish Luna's death to be meaningless, then you must survive. Or do you intend to die without catching her killer?
Dead Dio is best Dio. It's true. Right, yes. I sighed and closed my hand around the cold metal.
Good. Shall we go?
Wait. Shit.
Did something happen?
No. Well, not yet. We might be looking at a worst-case scenario.
Excuse me?
God. What the hell is wrong with me? How did I miss this? I'm sorry. This is my fault. It's just... there was so much going on, I wasn't thinking.
What is it, goddammit? What did you miss?
Quark.
Quark? Oh! Oh shit! Tenmyoji's a red solo. Clover's a cyan pair. Quark's the other cyan pair. If he's not with them, they can't get through the secondary door.
Exactly.
Oh dear.
Oh no! Kay knows exactly how to motivate Sigma. I mean, he's got his face, so, you know.
This is bad. And if they haven't gotten in by the time the primary door shuts, they'll be penalized. If we haven't found Quark by then.
Time! How much time do we have left? No.
Let's just go to the warehouse on floor B. Perhaps Quark has already been found.
I sure hope so. Let's move. Yeah, let's move really slowly through this map. I'm still so salty about the way they handle the map in this game. It's so stupid. Y'all ever have a day when you just want to like throw your phone out the window? Because that's me today. Also, I need to get my allergy pill ready while we're sitting here going through elevators. I also love how at this point Sigma's fed up with Phi's like smarter than now bullshit. He's just like, tell me what you're thinking, damn it! Mom called you from Dan's phone because she somehow set a password on it and locked herself out of it. Oh my god!
Chromatic doors have opened.
Our mother is a fantastic person.
5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Did you help her? You missed, Luna dying and then realizing that the knife that killed Alice was missing from her chest. And then we realized that Quark is still missing, and without Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji can't get through the next door. Had to remotely reset it, okay. Yeah, well, our mom, you know, considering everything she went through earlier this year, she doesn't really have the greatest memory anymore, so she... The phone is even more difficult for her to get at this point. I love her so much.
You're late. What the fuck were you thinking? You trying to kill me?
What about Quark?
What?
Did they find Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here. Look, forget about him. Where's Alice's bracelet? Which one of you has it?
What about Tenmyoji and Clover? Have they come back yet?
Look around, asshole. What do you think? Hey, pay attention. The bracelet. Do you have Alice's bracelet? Hand it over.
Phi pulled it out of her pocket. The face still shone with the blue light. This had been Alice's bracelet. Phi's eyes never left Dio. She carefully handed the bracelet to Kay.
Good.
That's Liam O'Brien. Yes, it is. And I love Liam O'Brien. I love him so much, but he is such an asshole as Dio. I would have said no and let Dio die. Yeah, we wish, Coins.
Let's go. Hey, what is this? What, you don't like this door? Fine, we can take a different one. As long as we're in the right group, it shouldn't matter which door we take.
That's not the issue.
Then please tell me, what the fuck is the issue?
Being a human being.
Asshole.
3 of us still haven't arrived. If we leave them behind...
Oh, come on. Now you're gonna grow a heart? If you stay here, you're gonna kill me.
But...
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
All right, fine. I'll be honest with you. Truth is, I've got a kid. A baby. I was told that if I didn't win this game, my kid's as good as dead.
I love how Coins immediately just starts laughing. He doesn't buy Dio's story for a minute. Coins, your reactions make my life so good.
That's...
You have to trust me. I swear, it's God's honest truth. Zero told me to keep it under wraps, but I figure I don't have a lot of choice right now. I'll tell you more once we get inside. Please.
It's a lie. Don't listen to him. I wanted to scream. Dio was obviously lying, but it looked like Kay was buying it. But he had to go in. I couldn't try and stop him. If I did, they'd both die.
You have to believe me, Kay. Please. If you won't do it for me, do it for my kid. If I lose, it's all over. Please.
Kay turned to look at me and Fi. We both nodded silently back.
I understand. Let's go.
Really?
Yes. I have one condition, however.
A condition?
Yes. But it's not for you, Dio. Sigma, I want you and Phi to go into one of the doors as well.
Huh?
Dio and I cannot be the only survivors. I would have the two of you join us. That is my condition.
Damn it. Couldn't make this easy, could you?
What do you say? The decision is yours.
No, I can't do that. You're asking me to leave 3 people to die.
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed. Is that what you want?
I can't just leave them behind. Really, though, this is really dumb at this point. Either you go and 3 people die, or you stay here and you all die. Like, what is it that you're not understanding, Sigma?
Me either.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
I agree with Sigma. We can't just ditch them. I'm staying.
Fine.
Fucking idiots.
For once, I agree with you.
1 minute remains until...
Yes, we
I
got a
see.
minute.
I suspected that would be your answer. You leave me with no choice then.
Oh, right. This scene.
My apologies.
Yeah. He punched the shit out of us. Notice how when Kate gets fed up with people, he just punches them.
You have my sympathy. I wish there was another way.
Why?
Do you actually believe Dio?
No, of course not.
Oh, at least you're that
I
smart.
only wish to save you. If I had not forced the issue, neither of you would have budged. Such is your character.
Okay, what are you
I
doing?
confess I am not entirely sure. I will think about it during the 10 seconds that remain. Goodbye.
Kate turned and left quickly, disappearing outside of our door. Fi and I lay on the floor moaning, curled around our aching stomachs.
1 0. Chromatic doors closing.
I mean, we knew we were going for another room. We had to go through the doors, whether we wanted to or not. Not quite able to walk yet, Fi and I crawled out of the secondary door. The punch Kate had given me had been incredibly powerful, and my arms and legs still felt numb and tingly. Can you stand?
Yeah. Can we just sit here for a moment, though? My body's gonna be fine, but I think I need a little time to get my feelings sorted out.
I nodded and we sat there in silence. No matter what I did, I couldn't get their faces out of my head. Tenmyoji, Clover, Quark. I hoped they were alright somehow, but I wasn't sure how much time had passed before Fi finally stood up.
We should go.
And that was it. She turned and headed for the end of the hallway, feet dragging as if she were carrying something heavy. It was a moment or two before I followed. Welcome to the security office. This is a fun one. I need to also get my... I do believe I definitely need to write some stuff down for this. Then... I need to get my handy dandy notebook ready. Did you see the plaque on the door?
Yeah. It said security. The footage from the surveillance cameras might run through here.
Does that mean we'll be able to see what's going on in the rest of the facility?
I'm not sure. Right now, all the screens are dark. Even if we could activate them, I doubt Zero is just gonna let us watch whatever we want.
Yeah, I'm worried about them. We don't know what happened to Kay and Dio either. Oh! I remember what happens to them! Oh, I just remembered what happens to them. Oh, I just remembered what happens to them. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do
Oh
here.
no. Oh, this was a bad one. Oh, I just remembered. Oh, we need to seek a way out, guys. Oh, we need to seek a way out. Oh, yes! Alright, so we have green chair, yellow chair, red chair. I believe we need to... Alright, so there's a blank screen here. I don't think the power's on. Hey, I just rubbed it a little and it turned on. Look at the screen. So that needs a password. We've got 9 screens here. This is a really dumb puzzle. This puzzle drove me absolutely bonkers, and you'll see why when you see the solution. You remember this. This one fucking sucks. This must be the monitoring station. All 9 of these screens are dark, though. So there's no power? What kind of a question is that? There's probably some switches or something. There is. But we are just going to activate these. Same thing. We have a password. And we've got another one here. And we've got another password. Alright, so that's what we have there. Some binders. Damn, I can't understand a word of it. It looks like some kind of code. All of these binders are like that. Shoot. I wonder what this is. Don't know. It looks like a machine of some kind. A tall machine. No idea what it does. Okay. That's the whole other side of the room. We have some more binders over here. They're full of code that I can't read. But hey, looks like we've got 9 switches. There's a little thunderbolt icon up there. My guess is these are a bunch of power switches. They're all red. Does that mean they're all off? Did you hear something? Kind of like a starting up sound. Let's turn them on. Hey, look at that, guys. These are from security cameras. I thought so. What about Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark? Can you see them anywhere? You can see just as well as I can. There's nobody there. No Dio or Kay either. Might as well take a good look at it though. Damn, nothing. Alright, and we're gonna go over here. This is also, by the way, look what this is. It's a lion eating his son. Also, this involves some really annoying puzzles that I know I'm gonna have to look up the answer for because I'm too stupid. Tells me Oh, these puzzles drive me nuts. Those are the puzzles that I need the answers for. Okay. Looks like it does give me the answer. So, we have these things here. Hourglass with red sand. And it says 4 on it. I'm gonna make a note of that. It looks weird, but I'm pretty sure they're just shelves. And this is yellow, and the yellow has an 11 on it. Okay, here is the safe. The sofa seems perfectly normal. There's nothing over here. Okay, so I think the last thing to do is to smack the lion eating the sun in the face. Is this a lion? What's it got in its mouth? It's some kind of button, right? It looks like you can push it. You can barely make it out, but I think there's something carved on the surface. A sun? Is this lion eating the sun? Huh, whatever. Right now we need to focus on getting out of here. Whoa, the light's turned off. I guess it's a light switch. It is. And as you can see, we have this pattern, and then we have the opposite pattern. Can you guess what kind of puzzle we're gonna have? Also, are you ready for your mind to be fucking blown? Watch this, guys. What the fuck? Okay, so obviously we need to write these letters down. So I'm gonna assume that we need the ones for the different chairs, which is red, yellow, and green. So let's start from here. Green is A, D, G, B. And yellow is S, G, D, Q, and Y. And red is T, M, J, Y, U, V, G, J. Okay, well, I think that's all we really need from here. Let's turn the lights back on. And I think we know what we need to do now. So let's start with the green. Looks like a login screen. Let's put in a password. Let's try A, B, G, B. Amazing! It worked. Yeah, I guess so. Good job. Ah, cakewalk. Did you see this icon? The one in the upper left corner? I wonder what this icon means. Let's punch it. So, this is one of those games where you hit things and they change colors, but they affect the colors around them. So, yeah, that one's simple. The other one is the pain in the dick. Oh, you figured it out. Not bad. And my reward? Nice try. Y, Sigma. Looks like Zero's got something waiting for you, though. What was that noise? The one over our head. I was you. Let's go to the red one. And the red one was T, M, J, Y, U, B, G, J. Hi, Rie! How are you? Yes, I am replaying this. We have people watching that have not seen this game before, though, so just a warning. Same results as before. The curves, no. Yes, it's just like the other one, except the other one we have to do in the opposite way. And this one's a little more frustrating. Let's see. So we need to touch these two triangles here in the middle. And then these two middle hexagons. There we go. That one's not so obvious upon first sight. You're considering a major revamp of your channel. Why not, Rie? Ha! How do you like that, puzzle? It's too early to celebrate. Check your screen. Let's see what we've got. Will be me. I was you. Will be me. Well, we've got one more password to put in. Yes, Rie is a long-time Chu-Chu Club member. Absolutely. And the yellow one was S, G, D, Q, and Y. Done. Good, that's all of them then. Well, would you like to take the stain out 10%? Yes! Look at the corner of the screen! There's an icon. It's an hourglass. Touch it and find out. We have to determine the value in seconds. Alright, so here's the thing. We know that red is 4 because we found the red one. And we could see 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And this one is yellow and it has 11 lines. So we can deduce from that how many are here. Now you're supposed to press play or whatever to like see if it runs out correct. You're supposed to play around with it, but I mean you can fucking count it. I don't understand why they do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe that is. And then green is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9. And pink is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think. You've always had PC problems. Alright. So red should be 4. This should be 7. Green, I believe, should be 9. That was 11. And pink should be 15. Hey! Amazing! Oh, got it. Not bad. There's another icon on the screen now. Yes, there is. The screen changed. This puzzle is so bad. The heck is this? There's a different word on each one. I guess we're supposed to shuffle them around until they make a sentence. Look at the screen underneath it. It's got the same words in 9 squares, so I'm supposed to use that console to move them around. So here's the hint that I will give you if you're trying to figure this out. You don't need every word. So we have I was you, and then will be me. So let's try. I don't know. I'm just counting on you. Hey, what's that supposed to be? Such a bitch. I was you. Maybe I will be me? No, this is I will be me. Maybe she knows everything? That's just the corner. So we have to go here and turn off the words we don't need. This is why this puzzle fucked me up in the first place, because I was like, oh, I have to rearrange them. I also don't ever know if I need to put it on the bottom or I needed to put it on the bottom. She knows everything. Just as I thought. Yeah, looks like you got it. Good work. Nothing's changed, though. At least not here. Take a look at the screen. Up on the wall. This is the secret one. This is good work, Sigma. I've been waiting for this. A new save password. Alright. So, this shuts off, and we now have to go turn them back on and find out another sentence to try. To get the actual password to escape the room. But yeah, like, you have to put it on the bottom, which, why would you put it on the bottom? It's a sentence, you would start it at the top. You didn't even put it in the middle because it was 3 words, like, it's so stupid. Alright, so she knows everything. Maybe I will be you. That's those 3 and then the lower right. Okay. So these 3 in the lower right, so I don't need these. Oh, that's not right. I switched those 2. Let's see if this works. Right, this may not be correct. Maybe you will be me? I will be everything might be, I forget what it is. I think it might be I will be you. No, we just did I will be you. You will be me. No, it doesn't look like it. I remember she knows everything being something. We already did she knows everything. That gives us the secret file password. The question is, who's she? Oh, maybe I was you will be me. Maybe I need to just recreate those 2 sentences. I'm dumb. I was you. So I just need to get rid. Oh, that's so stupid. She knows everything, and then take she knows everything out and use the rest of the word. Why am I so thick? Why do I make everything so difficult when it doesn't need to be? Why am I so stupid? See, but now we had to not put it at the bottom. The other one we had to put at the bottom. Because, I don't know. Reasons. Okay. So we have... Okay, so now that makes a lot of sense when you think about I was you will be me. Okay, I make I was you will be me, and then what's left is she knows everything. Now that puzzle makes more sense. I wasn't approaching it correctly, so now I feel like I can't really wrong this room for having a shitty puzzle because it's really just me being a shitty person. So yeah, this room is pretty quick, as you can see. Probably the thing that would take the most time is dealing with these fucking patterns on that screen, which I hate those kind of puzzles, but I'm gonna rate this I'm too stupid for this room out of 10. Didn't I rate a different room I'm too stupid for this room out of 10? Maybe back in 999, I don't know. But that's what I'm gonna rate it, and I'm too stupid for this room out of 10. Alright, so. Sun. Oh. Again, I wrote stuff down wrong, didn't I? Yes. Oh, give me a freaking chance to put the moon in. Hey, there's our golden file! Alright, let's see what the golden file is all about. Also, I can now show you some of the stuff I didn't want you to see. Jumpy doll. It sounds like someone named the doll Jumpy, but why? We know what Excelivir is, and this is kind of cute. Don't you think his hat looks weird? That's a huge band that just wraps around your head. Is it hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? Or maybe he's just a young Lobot. This is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding pods, like you see on helicopters on SAM sites. Those missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of his hat open up and they just fly out once, like, psh. Just kidding. Actually, he keeps snacks in there. That's what his hat is. This way he keeps his snacks. He gets a little hungry sometimes. This is the new one, okay. The prisoner's dilemma, antimatter bombs, the detonator, cybernetic arms, Luna's necklace, the 3 laws of robotics, and the 0th law of robotics, which I will share to you because I think you can see it without getting totally spoiled. Rule number 0. A robot may not harm humanity or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. Clearly, the 0th law has priority over the first 3, so the first law would have the unwritten addendum except where this would conflict with the 0th law. Whether or not 016 was aware of this law is unclear, but in an event 016 did act in accordance with it. The question is, who's 016? Do we know the number 016? Have we heard them before? Hi, Noodles! What's going on, my dear? Alright, let's get the fuck out of here, shall we? I'm really having like a bad day today with these passwords. Looking what to play everything. It showed Gollum in the background, so I assumed those were his numbers. What, the Gollum that we spoke to? We know what the Gollum we spoke to his numbers were. We asked him his name and he told them, remember? His name ended in G-O-L-M, that's why we called him Gollum. This card looks familiar. Different image though, it's the star key. And then we've got the same key as usual. Let's get going! Except, something may just get in the way of us exiting this room, guys. Get ready for the biggest mindfuck slash math puzzle slash what the actual fuck is happening scene in the game, in my personal opinion. Actually, except for maybe one of the last scenes. That one's pretty crazy too. I'm gonna open it, okay? You ready? Yes, of course I am. Get on with it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We escaped. Or did we? No, we did. We opened the door. It's fine. We unlocked it.
Wait.
It's all good. Except there's plot.
I just realized something.
What did you realize? What's that?
When we were looking at the security footage earlier, we were just looking for live feeds. We were trying to figure out where the others are, what they were up to, if they were alive, and so on. But we totally forgot that security systems like this can do more than show you live footage. Are you following me?
Are you following her? Yeah! You're talking about stuff that's been recorded, right? Footage of the past. If they store that, we might be able to see it.
Yeah. I don't know how much luck we'll have, but it's worth a shot.
Definitely. What do we do?
Leave that to me.
You know how to use this thing?
Well, it was designed so that a human could operate it. That means there's a logic to how it's set up. A computer computes, a calculator calculates, and an automobile mobiles. Everything's designed to do something. And once you know what, you can start guessing how. Once you start to figure out how to get it to do things, it's just a question of playing with it until it does the things you want it to. See?
Monitoring video data. Looks like this is it. Good work.
Knock it off. Makes it sound like you're better than me or something.
Look at that. Wait, what the heck is this? Everything says no data.
Let's check the log. Damn it. This isn't good. Looks like all the video data was removed before we got here.
By 0?
That would be my guess. All it says here is administrator.
This admin, this mysterious administrator. Damn. Well, that's a little frustrating. That footage could have told us a lot.
Yeah. It might have given us what we need to figure out who the killer is, too. The camera in room 2 in the crew quarters would have recorded what happened to Alice and Luna. Same for the old woman in the warehouse. And if there was a recording of us being carried into the AB rooms, we could have even figured out who Zero Senior is. You want to open
What's
it?
this? Yeah.
It says Golem status.
That should be the system logs of those robots. I told you about them in the pantry, remember?
Yeah. You mean the room full of robots on the other side of the green door?
Yeah, we went through the Golem Bay, remember? In this playthrough? Yeah.
Here we go.
Shoot. Everything here's been erased too.
Looks like it.
I guess there isn't anything we can... Wait a second.
What is it?
There's a scroll bar. Try scrolling. I knew it! That golem we met is still functional.
What do you mean? I thought you told me
There's his
Golem,
number, by the
whatever
way.
his name was, started spitting smoke and keeled over.
Yeah, but he said that what passes for a golem's brain, I guess, was in the main computer. Only his body was disabled. His brain is probably still functioning. Can we see his logs?
Already on it. Here you are.
Then, try the one that says cash. These file names all just seem like random characters. Whatever. Just pick one and open it, I guess.
Sure.
This part is exciting. Well, the part after this part is exciting. This part, like I said, is just a head-aching math problem. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is probably from right after Kay decked us. We'll be tossed into that white door layer to the left in a minute. Just watch. See?
Interesting. This is the footage the Golem pulled from the main server. The original data was deleted, but it looks like the stuff he pulled is still here.
Exactly.
So, if we go back through these files...
Yeah, we might be able to figure out who the killer is. Maybe even who Zero Senior is.
Nice. Great work, Sigma.
Come on, I told you I don't need you kissing my ass. Besides, it's not like I really did anything. We started going through the rest of the files. The security footage showed Kay and Dio clearly passing through the white door on the far right.
Good. Looks like they're both fine.
That just leaves Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark. I opened my mouth to continue, and then it happened. Well, we know where Quark is, at least. My vision suddenly blurred, and shaking my head did nothing to clear it. I staggered, my balance gone. Get ready! What? Why is she talking like that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like when we have Radical 6. She sounds like someone's playing a tape of her voice all sped up. What is going on here? I can't understand what she's saying. Why is she moving so fast? It's like watching a video on fast forward. What the hell is... Wait, could it be me? Maybe my brain is slowing down somehow. So it just looks like everything is speeding up. I still couldn't make out what she was saying, so I just nodded weakly. My eyes drifted shut as I tried to sort out what was happening to me. I woke up several minutes later. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the ceiling of the security office. I sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Fi, who'd been sitting in front of one of the monitors, stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
Her voice sounded normal again, and she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is the security office. Maybe they've got a lost and found?
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss. I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in. Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I think I must just be getting tired. Kind of surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
For just a moment I thought of Radical 6, but I didn't want to worry Fi if I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins. Anyway, I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
Ooh, did you? Let's see what it is. What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters. The room where we found Alice and Luna. I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
Get ready for it. Here we go. When is this recorded?
See you in a minute.
Up there on the right. That looks like some sort of time code.
Can you figure it out?
No, it's just a bunch of numbers that can't make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system. They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Huh? Oh, it's
Yeah.
Kay. He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
21 minutes. So that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary doors open, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been when the white doors in this case,
Yes.
right? Yes, it's when the white doors open.
After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is Kay 1 minute before he saw us. Do you see where this is going?
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that.
Are there any other angles?
I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position. Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Here we go.
After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is.
Right.
So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah. About a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait, how do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Oh, that's the hourglass we used earlier.
Yeah. If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass.
Yeah, but Luna doesn't seem to be there. Well, notice the camera angle. It's shooting the other corner of the room from where Alice and Luna's bodies are.
Then I just add the time from the hourglass.
Remember, Alice is dead in there,
that's
too.
how far in we are.
Huh. Oh, someone's coming in. Luna, is that Clover behind her?
Yeah. This is 0 hours 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there an audio track?
Want to listen to it?
The hell is this?
I know. The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Well, we won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Huh?
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Now, at 0 hours 10 minutes, things suddenly change. Here.
Hey, they're gone. As I watched Clover move steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened, Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another... Oh, no, you said this was it.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah. This is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds.
Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing. At 0 hours, 12 minutes, another person comes in,
So
just
20,
missing her.
20 seconds later, just missing her... He disappeared too, down below the bottom of the frame. What's he
I
up
don't know,
to?
but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Why?
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
What do you think he did, guys? You're saying he was lying. He wasn't in the Floor B warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters after we left.
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it?
I don't know.
We should consider that it might have been something bad.
The bomb was in room 2, right? Yes, it was, Coins. And whatever it was, it happened during this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that was slick. That's slick, game. Alright, now he left. And it looks like he left in a hurry.
Maybe he heard a noise.
Oh, I'm gonna leave that up for a couple of seconds to see if you guys notice what they just did. Like
The
what?
cyan door opening. Now, 10 seconds after Dio leaves, a fourth person shows up. That brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
It's Kay. When he heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it. Also, I will point out that the bomb was underneath the bed, and the bed is perfectly in view. So...
And then Kay disappears too.
Yeah, below the bottom of the frame, just like the others.
If Kay was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes. It's just this. So I'll fast forward, alright?
Sure.
Alright, should be around here. One sec. Okay, you should see something you recognize in a minute here.
Oh, there's Kay coming in from the bottom of the frame. And he's checking the time on his bracelet. So we've come full circle, huh?
Yeah, We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse.
Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very likely culprit. Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours 1 minute, Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hours 10 minutes, they both move out of frame. 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. 0 hours 12 minutes, Dio enters the room. Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems like the Dio was up to no good during this period. I'll leave that up again for you guys. 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hours 13 minutes 10 seconds, Kay enters the room. Kay also disappears from the camera's field of view. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. Oh, he may have took the knife from Alice's body. I don't know. Were you paying attention to see if he had anything in his hands? 0 hours 29 minutes, Kay enters the frame. He looks at his bracelet. It says 0021, the remaining time until the primary doors open. There seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is... I mean... We're just gonna fucking blame Dio because why not? Dio.
What makes you so sure?
He was up to something in there.
And you think that something was killing Luna?
Yeah.
It's not a very strong argument.
Who do you think it is?
Right now, the most likely suspect is Clover.
Why? Luna could have been still alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
That is true. This footage isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then she starts to look a lot more guilty.
And what is that other thing?
What Dio said to us at the White Doors. Kay wanted us to go into the White Doors, right? You told him you wouldn't leave 3 people behind to die. What did Dio say to you?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He would only have said that if he knew that only 2 of us would be going through the door. Do you understand?
Dio knew that we had Luna's bracelet, which would mean he also knew that she was dead. Right?
Exactly. If he hadn't known she was dead, he would have said something else. He would have objected the moment Kay suggested we go through the door.
That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna?
But he said nothing. Almost as if he never expected her to be there in the first place. Now why would he do that? I can think of 2 reasonable explanations.
Obviously. Either
Luna was already dead when Dio entered room 2 in the crew quarters, or he killed her himself.
So this absolves Kay if we're following this logic.
If the latter was correct, however, I suspect he would have behaved differently. If Dio had killed Luna, he would have made sure to do something that he thought would cast suspicion off of himself. Most likely, he would have asked about her absence.
Where's Luna? Sigma and 5 won't be able to get through the White Doors without her.
Although it clearly wouldn't provide an ironclad alibi, I imagine he'd think it would make him less suspicious. That's why it's relevant that he said nothing about Luna. Of course, this doesn't mean he's innocent of killing her, but it does make it seem a lot less likely. So, if what I'm saying is correct, what does it mean?
That when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Exactly. Clover also has a motive.
You mean what Alice noticed?
Yeah. The movement of the A-B rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman.
Ah, and suddenly it comes together.
Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off, or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right?
A game theory.
We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Yeah, I know. Oh, there was one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went. And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So Zero Senior's identity...
Still unknown.
Except we've seen him before. Okay, well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
Just you wait! Please, please, walk us back up. Walk us back up to the floor A. Please, please, let's go. Let's go see if we can find these chuckleheads. They should be dead. Maybe we can find some clues on their dead body. Will we find them at all? Take your bets. Place your bet coins. Hey, Yaganel, how are you, my friend? How you doing? I'm guessing whatever happens won't be good. Fair assumption. No one's here.
Yeah. Alright, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah. Alright, so let's go to the crew quarters.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Got it. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just a strange cold shell. Every time you look at it, you feel that a little of that cold is creeping around the edges of your soul. Seeing death just put a heavy ball of lead into your stomach and it just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good.
Was the gun there?
There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same, nobody in them except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I laid back against the wall and let a long weary
What's
sigh.
wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. If I turned and headed toward the door at the far end, I heaved myself up the wall and followed. Where shall we look next? The infirmary. this? The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up to my throat. The lead ball turned to ice and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. Cool limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and pulled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah, I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
They're handcuffed together.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have just been trapped here when the doors closed.
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
There's a cut on Ted Miyoji's left hand. It looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
Nope, did you see it? The penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated and...
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected. The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. Someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them. They didn't need to tie them up.
Unless... You've got a point. Unless... For one possibility. See if you can figure it out.
I take back what I just said.
You find something?
Yeah.
I bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet. This was Quark's.
Correct. It has 9 BP, too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
Not unless Quark killed them. No, this can't be happening. Not Quark.
Hey, Sigma.
Remember, we know what happened to Quark. Remember where we found Quark and what state he was in.
Calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
But...
In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope.
Ray of hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover.
Cold sleep? No, the cold sleep function was not available to us. But remember how we found him. And where.
But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubocurarine.
You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us they only come off when your heart stops and when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Right, he's got 9 BP. Wait, so you're saying he escaped and came back and left his bracelet here? No, that's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door opens only once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Have you actually seen Quark dead? Huh? You need to think positive, Sigma.
Shut the fuck up, phone, you pain in my bed.
Reality is what we believe it to be.
Huh. So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen?
That's enough! Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed.
I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Tenmyoji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Fi was right. Well, again, think about how we found him. There were 3 very important things about the way that we found him. Where he was, what state he was in, and what he did or did not have on him at the time. Perhaps Quirk was still alive. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first.
Why?
Clues.
What kind of clues?
To who might have killed them. Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji would have been able to get through the white doors. The killer had handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that.
Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd.
What's wrong?
I can't find anything. I should have found something.
What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol.
That's right, he did.
I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
And now you can't find it.
Right.
Do you think the killer took it?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute.
I knelt down next to Clover. She spoke and began to gingerly examine her corpse. Then after a moment, I saw her hand
Look.
stop.
See her thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there?
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
It's written in blood. It must be Tenmyoji's.
It says 016.
What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, where have we seen that?
016.
Is that a cue? Shut up, Anthony!
016. I know I've seen it somewhere. It's no use.
Well, we've seen it somewhere, just not in the game.
I can't remember.
Actually, have we seen it in the game? I think we saw it once briefly in the game. Don't get my hopes
Anyway,
up
these
like
numbers
that.
have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with a soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
016, huh? Maybe, but the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean.
No. There's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
Damn it. This is hopeless. I can't keep up anymore. Everything here is goddamn mystery. Like, what about the old woman we found? Who killed her? The movement of the AB rooms makes Luna seem a little suspicious, but when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. And of course now Luna's dead too, so who could have killed her? The footage from the security camera paired with Dio's behavior makes Clover seem like the most likely suspect, but now we'll never know for sure, because Clover's dead! Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know who the hell 016 is, well, what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea of where Quark's gone. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero? Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? Why does this game even exist, and why did he kidnap us and bring us here? While we're at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries, mysteries, mysteries. I feel like my head's about to explode. Same, fam. Please, Fi, give me something, anything. A clue, a hint, come on, you gotta have something.
The luminol. I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Okay, but how is that important?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could test for blood.
What would they need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test.
That's it?
No, wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with the organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint.
So
you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing.
And that would mean?
That would mean... the rec room! Vi and I raced for the door. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I've been looking for. Have you figured out who the killer is yet? Or killers? I mean, Dio is a known terrorist and he's a suspect for sure. Well, I mean, unless something like this happened. Oh, it's Quark. What makes you say that? Remember, we know where Quark is. And we know what he's doing. I will continue to impress this upon you until you remember what he's doing. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. He is in the treatment center pod asleep. Correct. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. The laugh made me think. Was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect the brain from constant emotional bombardment? Kay couldn't have swung the axe to hit himself when he was hit. True. But, I mean, Dio's here. They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say the two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, Species A is eliminated, and only Species B manages to survive. Also, how did that axe clearly get through steel? I cannot answer you that. Don't ask me that question. The process of natural selection has been repeated over for thousands or millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from Species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at a room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, he is. You're right. He is still out there. So that would mean he killed them? I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means...
You're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think a child Quark's size could do that?
Alright then. Are you saying you killed them?
Are you insane? And just when would I have done that? I've been with you this whole time.
She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Fi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the white door, explored the security office, solved puzzles, all of it together. No, wait. There had been one time. One time when I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I'd rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? The rec room and the security office weren't that far away from one another. If the round trip took about a minute and she'd killed them in 4 minutes, then the whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, huh? Just how long had I been out? Well, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. Just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded, probably because my mental processing speed had dropped. But how long had I been like that? It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. And where'd something like that mental processing speed dropping come from? Hey, what you doing there, Fi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah, 2 things actually. Take a look at this.
A knife!
Yeah.
There's something engraved on the blade, too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer?
Dunno. It's not a name I've ever heard of before.
Also, what kind of dumbass Scientologist group that's supposed to be secret and covert engraves their fucking weapons with their name?
But look at the handle.
Can I just point this out? Terrorist blade.
You've seen it before, right?
Yeah. This is the knife that was stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
I think I've heard those numbers
Like,
before.
Wound cavity, 150 millimeters.
Yeah.
Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Right, well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom. And wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words...
Those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right? So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
So Dio did kill the old woman too. Well, he confessed to it, so, I mean, why did Dio have it?
Gotten it from Alice.
I know that. If you would have looked at the security footage, by the way, and I thought that this was very clever, if you're not looking for it, when you see him exiting the room, you see the knife in his hand. I was watching him look out of the room and I went, oh my god, that's the knife in his hand, isn't it? I was like, oh shit, they actually put that plane right in there. What I mean is, why'd he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice.
That would match up with what we saw.
No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first, right? She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB room.
Right.
So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it there for us to see, then come back and get it later?
Well, we can look into that more later. First, I want you to have a look at something else.
What?
Don't you remember what I said? I found 2 things. There was the knife and...
Let me guess.
This.
Oh. Hey, this is that key.
What do you mean, that key?
We found it in the Golem Bay. Didn't have any idea what it was for, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she'd hang on to it just in case.
So, Alice should have had this, right?
Yeah.
And now Dio's got it.
Yeah.
So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait, Kay's key?
Oh man. You couldn't figure it out from the shape?
What do you mean?
Get over here. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you.
She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee, and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
Oh, yeah. So that's it. It unlocks the suit,
Yeah.
right?
Let's give it a shot.
Before I had the time to prepare myself, Vi shoved the key into the slot and twisted. But...
It's no good. Can't get it open.
why not?
Maybe the suit is powered, and it needs to be on in order to open. But with this axe in here...
You're saying it shorted the suit out or something?
I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly. I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Do you think Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder...
So I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like.
Yeah.
What a shame.
No way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
I wonder who he was.
Well, I still haven't checked him over. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
She'd only been searching for a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look,
What is it?
a spray bottle with luminol in it.
That's the one Tenmyoji had.
Yeah,
Then does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink?
we don't know yet.
Why
Kay might have
not?
taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did, went to the infirmary and got this. Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you going to check for a luminol reaction?
Yeah, if Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in here, though.
That's okay.
Are we starting to put it together? Are you starting to put together what happened in this room?
If he didn't spray it, there won't be a
Do you
reaction
see it
from any of it.
coming?
Come on. Alright, do it.
Done.
Thanks. Just as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist.
The underside of his bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But why?
Because there are traces of blood on it.
Whose blood?
We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here. I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though. See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear, and then spray it with luminol? It doesn't make sense.
Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Tenmyoji.
Right.
Do you remember what Tenmyoji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it.
Do you think Tenmyoji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
That would have meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
Which one do you think it could be? I wonder which it
No
was.
idea.
Well, we already know exactly what happened because we did this in a previous
But whatever the
playthrough.
case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Sr.
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know. Neither
What?
one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yeah?
Whoa, wait. Are you saying Dio is Zio Sr.?
I don't know. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Then who killed Dio?
Kay, perhaps, after he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
Another descendant of species B.
Huh?
Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio,
All of this
then-
would be over. This awful game would be over.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What? What the hell is happening? And this time, guys, it's not Dio's fault. That's impossible. Quark? Quark opened the gate?
Whatever. We need to get back to the Floor A warehouse. Hurry!
Maybe K isn't in the suit. That's an interesting theory. He doesn't even have the bracelet. And he had 9. Did he have 9? I don't know. I mean, his headpiece was still locked. And when we tried to open it, it wouldn't open again. So... But Quark had 9 BP. And Quark could have just left. Why would he start an AB game? You know what I mean? Damn it! There's no one here! Did they run off?
Why would they run away?
Hell if I know. How the hell did Quark open an AB gate anyway? Without a star key, he should have been able to get it open.
You must have taken one from Dio or K before we got to the rec room. We know they went through a white door. Remember? We saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key just like we did.
But you didn't find out when you searched them?
Right.
When you searched them? Right. Well, maybe Quark's a suspect after all then. You shouldn't write him off just because he's a kid. Maybe he knows how to use a lance or an axe.
That's impossible. You're being an idiot.
He didn't have his bracelet. If he did, he wouldn't have triggered an AB game. That's true. He didn't have his bracelet to leave. That is true.
It's much more likely he found the key card after they died.
Oh. Alright, let's go find him.
Any ideas where to look?
Nothing. How on earth would I know where he might be?
Well, there's one place I'd like to check out. Come on.
If you're smart, it should be the infirmary. We could have used them to learn here to slaughter them for it. No. If I were Quark, and I put this together and said, I don't know who else is here, but they're definitely murderers, what I would do is I would grab the key off of Dio and K, come here, start the AB room, and then when they come here to check it out, run back, grab my bracelet, and then when they get into the AB room and the door closes, I just open the number 9 door and I just fucking leave. Like, I just juke them the entire time. Do you know something I don't? Also that's also a thing that we haven't solved yet. The room Dio and Kay investigated.
Right. Aren't you curious?
Of course. Besides, Quark might be there. Alright, let's move. What room did they investigate? The door says director's office.
Probably belongs to the director.
I hope that it has one of those chairs.
Chairs?
You know, the folding ones that says director on the back. I've always wanted it to sit and want to say stuff like action or cut or double decaf chai soy latte now.
And that's what you think we'll find in there?
Yeah! Aren't you excited?
Well, there could be anything in there. So, no, not really.
Yeah, what if Zero Senior was in there waiting for us? Yeah, what if there was like a hologram of Zero Senior just sitting in the director? That'd be crazy.
That would make things easy. We'd settle things right now and then get the hell out.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna open it.
You don't need to keep asking me if...
Huh.
There's no one here.
That computer's been turned on.
Yeah. Maybe Dio and Kay did that.
What the hell is this?
A lion.
Is biting.
A sun?
It has a couple of input fields for a user ID and
We
password.
probably can't use it unless we know what those are.
Why don't you put something
Sure.
in?
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now.
The keyboard does work this time. But you remember, we've been given some explicit instructions for what happens if we ever see a two-headed lion eating the sun.
We can't get anywhere without a password. Let's see if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something. Shall we?
If I turned and headed off towards the bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk, I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. Remember death if the ninth lion ate the sun. Could this be the ninth lion? Then maybe... Hey, there's one we haven't seen in this playthrough. All right. So, if you remember, we were given two very specific passwords. One we were told would open the first gate, and one we were told would open the second gate. So, the one for the first gate, I will remind you. Let me see. Was a very specific thing we were given. GTF -DM -L -016. And the password we were given to open the second gate was M. Oh, I need to go back to the alphabet. ILKEVOLI. Well, what do you know? Note taking works. Fi, come over here.
What's wrong?
I got in.
What? How did you figure out the login?
I don't know. I just knew it.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name.
Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this.
You sure? It might.
What? I don't...
Look, just forget about that. Come take a look at this.
Fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here. Why do you know how to log into this computer?
Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at one another for several more minutes, but no matter what Fi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying.
Damn
And
right
the
I'm
AB
not.
game deadline isn't getting any further away. Alright. Let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's tons of stuff in here.
Yeah, there's some stuff. There's a couple things. In Kid Was Fun. Nuns, many of them still. In history books, the shipwreck will. Public and raise awareness of. I'm just looking around to see if I can find actual words. Something headed romantic?
Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a hit. I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF-DMs-L-016. The search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Fi opened one. Get ready for it, guys. Get ready for it. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem?
Looks like it.
So, was GTF-DM-L-016 a golem's ID?
Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here.
Surprise! Luna!
Yeah,
Why is there a picture of Luna in this file?
there's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
ABT. ABT.
There's this special artificial biological tissue that's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton.
She's a robot!
Makes it look like human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of.
Right in the middle of?
I see. Luna was a golem. And DML016 was her product ID.
That must have been what the golem was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will.
So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior?
Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen, it shows her current status.
Currently operational. Executing special mission. You think her special mission is to participate in the game?
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something?
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampf test?
A what?
It's from an old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. That might almost explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
So it's kind of like the Chinese room.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say...
It's just a possibility, right?
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
When did you figure it out? That she was a golem, I mean.
Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
You're lying. When I told you about what happened with the golem in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be sort of like the Chinese room.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew it?
Yeah. Look, forget about that.
Are we picking up on what's going on here with Fi and with what's happening in the game right now and who killed who and who opened the AB rooms?
See Luna's status?
Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Whoa! Wait, what the hell? Luna's dead!
You think robots die? She was only injected with muscle relaxant.
Ten minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, if no...
Yes, we know this. Of course! Luna's the one who opened the AB
That
game!
might not be the only thing she did. Look.
What do you
What
mean?
are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016.
And where have we seen that before?
No. No, I don't believe it. Are you saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tenmyoji?
We should go check her body. You remember where it is?
The crew quarters, of course I remember. This is where the plot gets fun. She's not there. You're
Yeah.
right. Why? Why would Luna...
And I trust him.
Five minutes.
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
Right. Off we go then.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner.
Oh yeah, forgot about this thing.
Right. Luna's bracelet.
Yeah, with her bracelet, there's 3 in this room. I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down and then headed back to the AV room.
2 minutes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button.
Yeah,
You ready?
go ahead.
Are we voting? Are we actually gonna get that far? Hold on. Oh, we are! Okay. Yeah, Luna's bracelet! How convenient we had to set it outside! It's not like, you know, if Luna were around, she
Wait.
could grab it or anything.
Sigma!
Huh? Luna?
One minute remain.
Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna
She's probably
here?
planning on participating in the game.
You mean she's gonna take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms?
Yeah.
How's she gonna vote?
The tray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote allies, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
She's got 7 BP,
Yeah.
right?
Why are you asking, though?
Which means no matter what we do, she's gonna get 9.
Her BP doesn't matter right now. Have you
What?
totally lost it?
Well, also she doesn't have
She
the
doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Then why is she doing this?
Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And I trust him.
2, 1.
The dumbest thing we could do right now is choose ally. The dumbest thing we could possibly do.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game results will thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
You know we're gonna go through all the possibilities. It's gonna happen at some point.
Hey, Hey, Sigma, are you insane? Why the hell did you choose Ally?
Wait, we can talk about that later. Right now? We're not about to die. We have plenty of ABP. She's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then she never voted. There it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted.
Then she let the system vote Ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game. Please direct.
The goal isn't necessarily to leave coins.
Yeah. Let's go have a look.
Let's go have a look at the results. And this is my favorite results screen ever. Ready? It's just Phi. Everyone else is dead. Oh. Oh, dead, 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 dead. Now we've all got 9 BT.
Points have been assigned or subtracted. Please check your brain.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got to set an ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized. Here's some more AB games for you. Yes. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off.
Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright, what do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave?
What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Now let's get moving. We need to find Quark.
And Luna too, right?
Luna.
The Ambidex game. Round 4. Star keys.
Got round 4. I don't think our stuff really matters at this point. Checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair. Phi changed to a red solo. Didn't really matter. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door. We never have to play another AB game again.
Alright. Quark comes first. Let's go.
She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels. Wrong. Luna has a star key. She can force another game. That is true. But why would she start a game? If she starts another AB game, all we have to do is just open the number 9 door and leave before it starts. What do we care? Could she possibly be? Where is Luna? Where could we possibly go to find Luna? Tell me. Where would Luna go, Coins?
Sigma, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it? What about it?
Take a look. See the lock?
Open.
Yeah.
Then who the hell opened it and
There's
how?
only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
All right, let's head in.
Okay. What the heck are these things?
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
What? Mint pods? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of deja vu when I looked at them. Suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
One of them is lit up.
The one on the left, is it being used?
Glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside.
Let's crank it open then.
Yeah.
Quark! Big surprise! He's right where we knew he'd be. Our feet pounded across the floor to the warehouse.
This is it.
Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pod's display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic, which had put him to sleep.
Ready?
Oh, I don't think you're ready for what's about to happen.
What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
Is it really okay for us to just leave?
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too?
What?
Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them.
People don't grin when they're sleeping. He's just asleep.
Why doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh?
016.
And what's that the same number as?
The last 3 digits of Luna's product ID.
Where did we find the old woman's corpse?
In the AV room that Luna came out of.
And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right?
Yeah, except there's a big flaw in this story. There's a huge flaw in this theory.
She could have used it anytime she wanted.
That means any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice.
To keep her quiet.
She could also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive, but look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and the central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
She was trying to tell him so hard. Okay, you're right. Let's get out of here.
Damn. Don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go.
I think you can see what's coming. With a heavy leaping groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Fi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lit platform, the kind used to move industrial cargo. Fi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms.
Huh?
Before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9, it will remain.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Sorry, Fi. There's just something I have to do. Take care of Quark.
No! You don't mean you're going to go find Luna? God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing!
Why? What's the point? Have you not been paying attention to the game?
Sigma!
The point is not to escape. The point is to learn.
Listen to me!
We are learning.
You can't do this!
Memento mori, my dude. Remember death. No, from his perspective too. He has all this information from other timelines he's never experienced. Sigma does want to live.
The number 9 door has closed.
I can't believe you haven't put this together yet, Coins. You're smart enough. You can do this. Think back to the original ending and how we interacted with Fi at the end of the first ending. Just put your brain parts to it. I know that you can do it. I know you can piece it together.
This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation.
Fi knew of the number 0 bomb, correct, but think about what happened before that, which would indicate that Fi knows more than she lets on, and she is probably 0 senior.
As the game is over, escape, please enjoy.
I had no regrets. In fact, with Fi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. Alright, time to go. Luna's waiting. And of course, Fi could only be in, Luna could only be in one place. Her favorite place. Luna, I knew you'd be here.
You knew?
All right. We haven't talked here in this one, huh?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history?
What?
I know what you can do.
Oh, yes, she does. Do you know what we can do?
Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Mm-hmm. Think about Fi during the first ending. Who told you that? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Well, actually, I already know that you didn't do it.
Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
Alright. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Here we go, guys. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point in beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Her left arm had blood splatter all the way up to the elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood splatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. That means Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman.
Is that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her?
No, that's only enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed him.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him.
Alright, fine. You caught me. I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. Let's say that Incident P happens, and after that, the timeline splits into Timeline A and Timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base the theory in Timeline A on the information I found in Timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you trace the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at Incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with Incident P by visiting Timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know if that'd be unfair per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Except that we definitely did that when we ran into a story lock and then went straight back like 2 minutes beforehand and then fucking used that meta knowledge. So, you know, we kind of already did that game. Thank you. Like, you know, the principle of causality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the known game. Somehow he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. We don't have all the information from all the timelines. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A and waited for someone to come out of the AB rooms. Then someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out on her own. Somehow he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. No, wait, actually, he probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that, too. Anyway, the point is he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it in between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor, which he was in. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the room that the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, the Dio was in there the whole time. Yeah, this again. Of course this again. It's the same story. This does raise a few questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. There won't be anyone left. I'd rather die here.
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think the infection caused her to take her own life. She'd used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AB room moved, and exposed it. She took it with her and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmyoji. The first question is, who put the handcuffs on them? The clue is the message Clover left. 016. If you think about it, though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together, and the message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write D-I-O. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now, about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagine it happened, as if we didn't put this together already. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol. We found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Remember who we killed after all, guys. The old lady, who we know was very important to Kay. He'd be pretty pissed. Then, he died. So that accounts for all 6 bodies, none of them your fault.
Sigma, I'm glad you don't think I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories. Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Isaac Asimov, baby! He knows.
A robot without the 3...
Yes, the robot cannot hurt humans.
Sigma.
Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Some shit is about to go down. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
That doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility.
We need answers. You wanted answers. Here's your answers, guys.
He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
That doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily. But that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
What do you mean?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way.
But why?
Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay?
Bitch!
Anyway, Dio found his way in.
Yes.
They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms,
5th and 6th.
counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room, and the one next to it would be
Right.
the 5th. Yes.
After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered.
That sucks.
Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Well, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane.
Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why did you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
What?
Luna, listen to me very carefully.
Here we go, guys!
As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours.
Also, do you recognize her voice?
This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players.
Is she Zero?
Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes. Our plan dictates that I must.
Do you recognize the voice, though?
An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this.
The hologram was a male voice. Yes, it was. The hologram was a male. But I'm saying, do you recognize her voice?
We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen?
Just listen to her voice.
I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
Coins! Did you figure it out? Did you figure out where you know her voice from?
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say.
Maybe you've heard her say some stuff like, an Ambidex door has now been opened.
You are programmed to do as I say.
Or, please enjoy your stay. Yeah!
You know this.
Yeah, she's the announcer. He's losing his mind.
Yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Do you hear it now?
Yes.
One final
order. When you
order.
leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there.
Why is any of this happening? That is a great question that you will get the answer to.
I would like you
eventually.
to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter, the 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data.
Yeah, remember, that stuff was not available to any of the golems.
There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. After that, I went into the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake, so I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
And you saw the old woman being murdered?
Yes. It was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to.
Yes.
And it was the old woman who gave you those orders. Then, is she Zero Senior?
No.
No, she is not. What? But if she gave you the orders...
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
There was someone else?
Yes.
And that person is Zero Senior?
Yes. We worked together to develop the project she mentioned.
Ah.
So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Junior, too. I told you before that Zero Junior moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually we'd figure out the rooms had been moved and that she was in your room.
Then maybe they wanted the opposite.
You mean...
Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
That doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room?
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there?
Yes.
Wow, people sure somehow know stuff randomly, don't they?
I think so.
But how could they know that?
Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved, which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me.
That's what the fight was about.
It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Again with this fucking timetable. Wait, you were listening to us in the security office?
Yes. That wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching through the security cameras.
Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
But I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders?
Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight, I get that part, but what I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean because I'm a golem?
Yeah.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
That's why you died? To keep up the facade that you were human?
No. I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders too. So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes.
That uses an electrical shock to restart the heart, right?
Correct.
So that was why she left.
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin in the crew quarters. And
She
where did
ran
she
off
go?
toward the infirmary.
The infirmary.
On the way, she bumped into Dio.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
Dio?
I guess she just saw him, really.
Are you sensing
They
what's
didn't
happening
talk.
here?
She just ran past.
And he just watched her go by.
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
See the knife in his hand? Do you see the knife in his hand right there? It was so fucking slick! At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio entered
He
the room.
seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
Yeah, I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do
He'd gone
then?
there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to go through the secondary door.
Yeah,
Right?
but he couldn't find it.
Of course, Phi had taken it by then.
Yes. But there was something else he wanted to do, too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
But why did he want the knife? Was it because he'd used it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
We know why he wanted it. Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see
You
that?
remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons.
Yes,
What does Myrmidons mean?
it's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What is it? Like a club or
I
something?
don't think so.
Well, what is it then?
I don't really know.
Well, we know, so it's fine.
I'm afraid
no
not.
idea. Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Then, wouldn't that mean he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You've got a point. Damn it, this is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That's when he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. Do you see it? Do you see it? In his hand right here, and here's the blade right there. At 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
What do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
He let out a yell and leapt towards Dio. The young man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Tenmyoji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade to try to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Tenmyoji gave him with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off, and Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor. Yeah, the hand sound is just great.
What are you going to do?
Let's see. How about this?
Ah!
How cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
No. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floorview warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
25 minutes passed and no one came. A Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me find Kay, right?
Yes. You were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. Kay had told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary. Yeah, smug smile and all, you're damn right.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
The anesthetic, right?
Yes. Almost immediately, they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Yes. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Yes.
When did Kay get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Oh, well, what do you think? Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Quark's bracelet. Yeah, here's a mystery. What was doing in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was.
When?
Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember
Right
that.
after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji. The center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes.
Where Quark was sleeping.
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet on?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Keep this in mind, because this is important. Okay? She foiled the entire game with aluminum foil. What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters?
Oh, you found it?
And you get it in the crew quarters, correct?
Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Wait, so you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves in your heart sends out?
Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
That's it! That's the whole... That's... And the bracelet thinks your heart is stopped.
Yes.
Holy shit. It was that easy all along.
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait, why was Quark in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
And now the mystery of the missing Quark is solved. When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod?
Yes.
Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery.
So it was Zero Jr.
That's right.
He's reactivated your body too, right? I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Senior and the old lady told him to do. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. So, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
How did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that.
Why?
It was a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally... killed me.
Then
I
what?
wouldn't have collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoji died for this project.
Yes.
Well, actually, it was the tuberculin that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If the nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess. If you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
Then if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
Disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
So this leads to the major question. 6 people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another, by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died, but that's not true, is it? All 6 of them died for this project. That means they were murdered, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luna, tell me. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma. Would you hug me?
Okay, this scene's a little bizarre, but we're gonna get through it. What? Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Robot love. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Hey, Luna. What the hell is going on?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber. But after Clover gave me the tubocurarine...
Okay. I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time.
Yeah.
Even though I look like this?
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr. and I hacked it.
That's right! Bitch hacked the bunny into oblivion!
Yes.
What?
That was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji.
But law of robotics, you're not supposed to let humans die, even from inaction.
Then Kay and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other.
Luna the Rabbit Slayer, our hero.
That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself. And I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course, but everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
What? Wait, are you saying...
Yes. Very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer.
What? Why?
I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this.
No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong.
Oh, Sigma, thank you. I'm really glad I met you.
Luna, it's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them do this. You're going to be fine, I promise. Just please don't.
Sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms.
Luna!
Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. Doctor! She's saying goodbye to a doctor. Maybe Zero Senior is a doctor. Maybe the old lady is a doctor. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. That's why Zero Jr. wasn't able to talk after the first AB game. Yeah, he wasn't around, but he also said he probably wouldn't see us again, so... And that was the Luna Good. I cry ever, Tim. Goodbye. Fantastic. Mr. Opal Butts. Alright, do we have time to grab another ending tonight? Yes. We can get, we're gonna go back to the previous AB vote and betray Luna instead, which is gonna make all of this not happen. Because that's another ending we need to get. And that was the Luna Good ending, obviously, because we got... Give you 2 minutes. Alright, let me know when you are good. Yeah. This is obviously... We have one more good ending left to get. And it's 5s. Where's the Luna good ending? Here we go, bitch! Alright, you let me know when you're back, Coins, and then we will jump into this final one, and then we'll probably end for the night. I might be able to finish everything in one stream, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see what happens. Let's see how many other endings we have. We also have another room we have to escape through. So after this, we go back. We'll betray. We'll get that ending. And then we're going to go back there. Get the last room. Oh, no. I forgot about the Q room. Okay, but after that is the correct ending. So we could probably finish this during the next stream, I would say. The Q room is the worst room. I'm sorry, we have 2 more rooms. I forgot about one. The worst room in the game. Wait till we get there. You're going to hate yourself. I know I hate myself just thinking about it because it is a rough one, guys. So I am loving replaying this game, I have to say. Solve the mystery of the 2-headed lion. That's cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my lordy lord. You're back? Alright, cool. So what we're gonna do, I just looked at the thing, I just looked at the list of what we have to do, Quids. I think the next stream will be the last one.
2 minutes.
There's actually 2 more rooms left. I forgot about the very last room. And the very last room is the very worst room. The worst room of all time. The room of rooms. The room of absolute bullshit. But I think this will be the last one we do. For tonight. There's a lot of story we still have to go through, though. I'll tell you this. We have 2 more endings to get. And they're the 2 we haven't yet to get. The Fi game over and the Fi good ending. Alright, so we're going to betray her. Because really, that's what we should have done. Because we have no idea what the fuck she was going to do. At the very last moment, we've decided not to trust her. Let's see what happens. Luna! Where's Luna? I left the door and ran towards the AB room where I thought she'd entered, but... she's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... there it was. No, she didn't even take it?
It doesn't make sense. Why would she show up just when we're about to vote? There was no reason for her to come here if she was just going to default.
Results, please start.
Right, the results.
Let's go have a look.
Again, the funniest results screen. Let's just take a minute to bask in it again. I don't know why it's so funny! Betray. Ally. Fuck you, June, for all of this. You really think the old lady's June, huh?
Points have
we
been
still got
assigned
10 points. We can still leave this bitch.
According, please check your bracelet.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically, and the other 6 got penalized.
Yes, we know the rules.
5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off.
Kurashiki, yes, that's a last name. It's a last name. Anybody can have that last name. That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yeah.
We still don't know why Luna showed up, though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain.
I can only guess at her reasons.
Coincidence? I think not. Is anything a coincidence in this game?
But I'm sure it was part of some plan.
A plan for what?
Who knows? So what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave?
No, we can't. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No, we might leaving before we find him.
I agree. I hoped you'd say that.
So, are you going to stay?
Of course. Let's get moving.
Either more time has escaped and it's not 2028, or maybe it's an elder figure in that goddamn family. Could be her mother, could be her grandmother. If we could be so far in the future, it could be her grandchild. Who knows when or where we are? It's the year June is a bitch. We ran out of numbers and we're here. Coins is so good. It's the year 20XD. Fuck June. That's the shit. He's not here either.
This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into.
And we haven't seen Luna either.
Yeah.
Where the hell did she go? We were standing there trying to decide what to do next when we heard a familiar voice echo through the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened.
Hell yeah, it has!
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
What?
No, that's not possible.
It's not possible. But she only bit her lip and said nothing. Then all too soon it was over.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game.
Do you recognize the old lady's voice now?
Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Yes.
Escape is not possible. Please enjoy.
What? What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here forever.
We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not.
With that, she was off. No, thank you for making us participate. No, thank you for making us participate, you old hag. We can't just look at the door and tell if it was open or not.
True, but the projection should tell us.
What? Status. Game finished. Result complete. Participants successful. Luna and Quark. Luna and Quark escaped?
So it would seem.
Why? How? As if also almost on cue, the screen flickered. And Zero Jr. appeared! He's back. And he's bunnier than ever.
Well, well, well! Long time no Zero! Remember your old pal Zero?
kill yourself, please. This is terrible.
I'm
You!
guessing somebody's hoping for an explanation about what the diddlio just happened. Because we're such great friends, I decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you the 411.
Ooh, please do give us the 411. Squish that rabbit.
Aren't you happy?
So what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through to the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary. Remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yup.
But didn't he get penalized after the 3rd round?
Yes, he did. But a penalty can't take away your points. Just your life. The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door.
And since her bracelet was already off, she wouldn't have to suffer the penalty.
No. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Oh, right. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Not you.
Well, good thing you guys don't have questions for me. That guy's a jerk.
This isn't the alphabet.
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to jump around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here. It's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So, as long as you make it, nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Don't screw with us.
It's cool. It's cool. I know you gotta act tough. I mean, you chose betray. That means you don't trust Luna, right? Figures. She's a golem. She might even be a murderer. That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out.
You hate this rabbit, yeah. He's not meant to really be that likable.
You see, it's all about you. Haven't you thought about how sad you made Luna?
What?
Well, looks like my time here's just about all used up.
Wait, I still have questions
No,
for...
I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it.
I believe that is a reference to the tortoise and the hare, in which I'm going to just... Why?
I learned to make sure to value my time.
Tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then. I'll see you when I see ya. Have a nice trader.
For a few long moments, Fine-Eyed just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero had disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic and why? We had no idea who'd killed everyone, and Zero Senior's identity, as well as the purpose of the notary game, remained a mystery. As for our futures, what are we supposed to do now? I hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were.
The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage. And when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here. I swear it.
I looked at the fire in her eyes and nodded. If nothing else, at least we had a purpose. And that was the Luna game over. So we have 2 more endings to get, and I think I'm going to save them for tomorrow. We should be able to do them tomorrow, I think. I'm definitely not going to have time to do them tonight. But, yeah, if we start a little earlier, we should be able to do it tomorrow. Or, you know, whenever the next, day that you are available, coins, we will do that. So yeah, That's going to be it for me tonight. I am definitely tired and had a really shitty night sleeping last night, so I think I'm going to try and somehow rectify that. But I hope you all enjoyed yourselves and had a lovely time. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you're interested, all the links are below. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a ton of links below in the description box as well about all places you can come hang out with us. The Discord, you can chat with me on Twitter, you can come to the Twitch stream, you can hang out, you can high-five me. As long as you're nice, you're always welcome around us, and I will see you guys for the next stream. Thanks so much for watching. I love your faces. Have a lovely evening.